Lakes with a lot of your crustacean content like your yabbies and shrimps often mean very well conditioned brown trout like this one, and you can tell by that great orange coloration they pick up from feeding on that food supply. In my opinion, these are some of the best fish to eat, and also in my opinion, the best ways to eat them is on the hot smoke. Why don't you follow me home and I'll show you exactly how to do it. Choosing the best smoker for you involves a few pros and cons. I've gone with a nipper kipper today, and it's a compact size smoker, which means it's great for taking on the road with you. Also doesn't take up too much room when you want to store it at home. This smoker is primarily designed for smoking fillets. If you want to smoke a bigger fish like we are today, you've got to adapt slightly, but I'll show you how to do that a little bit later on. Before we go through the hot smoke process though, we want to cure or marinate our fish in a brine solution just to get rid of some of that bitter taste you can get when you hot smoke. Brine solution, very simple. For every litre of water, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of salt and 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. If you want to get funky, feel free to add some other spices, say a teaspoon of chopped garlic, a teaspoon of chopped ginger. Because we're using a whole frozen fish today, I want to make sure I can fully submerge this, and because he's whole and frozen, the time for the cure and marinate is going to be longer. I'm going to pop this in the fridge now for a minimum of 12 hours, preferably up to about 20. If, however, you do want to use fresh fillets through the smoke process, same brine solution, just soak them for about 15 to 20 minutes. We'll go get this guy in the fridge now, and I'll see you in around 20 hours time. Our dinner's spent the night brining in the refrigerator, and now it's time to introduce it to the smoker. First step is to take it out, pat it dry, cut it to size to fit the smoke oven. There's plenty of different flavours to choose from when you're hot smoking. Best way to work out what you like, try them all. I love the hickory, so today that's what's going into the smoker. Now before we go into preparing the smoker for the fish, you need to come out and check out inside this, and I'll show you exactly how they work. Your smoking ovens are designed to be airtight, so what you'll find first is a lid, snug fitting lid that you can slide off. And looking inside your smoker, you'll find there's a couple of trays. They're designed like that for a reason. The top tray is for putting our fillets or a whole fish on top of. Underneath it, there's another little tray which is designed to be there as a trap. What we want to do is on top of this, get a well-cut piece of alfoil, slide that in on top of our tray, and that's designed to catch any oil and juice which comes out of whatever fish we choose to cook. That stops the sawdust from getting damp, and it improves the quality of the smoke. Then, our sawdust, what we want to do is spread this evenly, but predominantly in areas where we know the heat is going to come from. In this case, I'm using burners. So what I want to do, I'm using 2 burners to get away with this smoke. So I'm going to put my sawdust, stack it a little bit in those areas where I know the burners are going to be. Spread it out so we've got a little bit of an even covering of sawdust, and then a few little liberal amounts around the edges just to improve consistency across that base, which is going to become very hot shortly. Once we're happy with our sawdust spread, the oil trap goes in, our fish tray goes in. Let's produce a nice even lay of the fish, whether it's fillets or your whole fish. Once you're happy with that, lid goes back on, and we're now ready to apply some heat to proceedings. When it comes to heating your smoker, some people do get a bit stressed about it. In effect, it's one of the easiest things you can do. Today I'm using a couple little burning ovens. I'm going to fill with a fuel like methylated spirits. If you're not sure how to do it, feel free to use your barbecue at home the first couple of times just to get the hang of it. And ideally what you want to do is follow a broad rule of thumb, which is 10 minutes on high, 7 to 10 minutes on low. Put this on top of the grill of your barbecue, gas heat on high, let it go for 10 minutes, turn it down for 7 to 10 minutes, and you'll cook pretty much anything. Today though, we're using these little guys. Fill them up, bit of metho up to the designated point. Make sure you do it in a ventilated area. Light them. You can use 2 or 3 depending on the size of the fish that you want to cook up. Get a bit of flame to proceedings till they're going like that. Away we go. Now, placing them is also important. You want an even spread of your heat. So I'm going to light the first one, push him up towards the end of the smoker, light up the second, put it at the lower end of the smoker so I've got a good even distribution of heat above where I'll put that sawdust. Let it go for 10 minutes. Beauty with the fuel is it's going to burn away and give you that low heat for the last 7 to 10 minutes. 20 minutes time, come back and I'm going to show you a beautifully smoked trout. Our smoker's done its work now. We've used up all of our fuel and it's time to check out what this looks like. And judging by the smell, pretty good. That looks just awesome. When you want to plate it up, Good enough plate, it's going to fit the size of the fish. Start to pretty it up a little bit. A little bit of salad thrown in, colour things up, and have a look at that. I wish you could smell it. It's making me hungry. Fabulous dish, the hot smoked fish, beautifully accompanied by a tasty drop of white or red, a grain bread or a beer bread mix. It's a dish that's ideal regardless of whether it's Boxing Day or Christmas in July.